Hi, welcome to daily live stream from Strike. Welcome you all here. So we'll dive into today's market action via the Strike tool. So before we begin, please note you all can sign up for free on web.strike.money and do all the analysis on your own with the tools presented. So today the idea will be to just analyze the overall market based on what we see on sentiment as well as diffusions, and then drill down to different stock specific setups. So I'll start with a short summary of today's session and then we'll dive further. So just a second. Yeah. So as we are seeing today, the markets opened lower but are trying to recover from their crucial support zones. But till now, we are seeing that uh, only 19 stocks of Nifty are in green and only 164 stocks of Nifty 500 are in green. In terms of FNO segment, around 40 stocks are in long buildup and 98 are seeing short buildup. So the action is more towards the short side in today's session. In terms of options OI, there has been support for the Nifty at the 19,300 and 19,400 levels from the put writers. But at the same time, you can see there is a lot of call writing at 19,500 and 19,600 levels. Of Bank Nifty, the 44,000 level has a lot of put writing, so it is acting as a support as of now, as the Bank Nifty is trading above 44,100 as of now, and the beyond that, the highest call OI visible is at 44,500, which will be a resistance in the short term. So let's try to figure out the technical setups of Nifty and see if something has changed in the setup. So I'm going to the diffusion indicator first to show you that since so many days we were seeing that the stocks above 20-day moving average for Nifty were not breaking down uh, before below this level, and we then saw a breakdown which was not confirmed by any of the other indices like Nifty 500 or Nifty mid cap. But what has changed is now you can see if I go to Nifty 500, then we can see this breakdown into this level. So this is as of today, which means that the stocks of Nifty 500 are now starting to trade below their 20-day moving average. So this is a risk in the short term to the broader market. If I go to the Nifty mid cap, then also the level that was not breaking earlier has now been broken, provided the market closes at current level. So if the stocks were to recover by, let's say, what's 1 hour is left, right? So if stocks recover, then this indicator will go up by the closing time. But as of now, based on live prices, it is showing a mild breakdown, which can be a sign of risk to the markets in the short term. Even in the small cap index, you can see the stocks were not breaking their 20-day averages, have now broken down. So this poses a risk for short term trend in the market. Let's check the same with the 50-day average as well. So for the Nifty, it had already broken down and came down to about 50, like 50% of the stocks. So as seen in previous bull markets, the indicator can continue to fall till 30% or so before we get a bottom in the short term. For Nifty 500, yeah. So similar thing here, we can see that stocks were not breaking their 50-day averages. It has now broken down below that. So this poses a risk in the short term for the market as a whole. One needs to be careful in terms of approach and go ahead with relatively strong stocks by focusing on the stock specific setup. So a phase where all the stocks were trending and above their key moving averages is now changing. So now few stocks are above their key averages. So either either we turn around from the midway or we go down to all the way to oversold zone like we have done in previous marble markets. So for the Nifty 500, we try to draw a horizontal line. So this indicator falls to about 40%. So which means till the time only 40% of stocks are above their 50-day average is where there can be a possible bottom. Right now we are in a uncharted kind of a territory, so one needs to be careful and trade with stock specific setups. Same is the thing if we want to see the periodical highs. So what this means is that how many stocks of a particular index are making a 1 month high, which means a higher high than the price hit in last 30 days on a 9-day average basis. So you can see this histogram, and we had developed this sort of a negative divergence, and right now for the Nifty, this number is just at 4.78. But an even better way to look at this is via the net new highs indicators. What that means is uh, how many stocks are making new 1 month high, less the stocks that are making new 1 month lows. So that gives you a positive and a negative figure. So if this figure is in red, it means that more stocks are making 1 month new lows as compared to stocks making 1 month new highs. So as you can see, this indicator had been into the red territory few days ago, and the number is increasing day by day. So the pattern that I have observed in the previous markets is that when this number starts reducing is when we can firmly say that yeah, the short term bottom is in and the market starts to trend higher. But till this number is still increasing day by day, that is one still needs to be careful. So as of now you can see we are making a new lower low on this indicator as of today. So let's with that let's go to the Nifty chart. So I'm on the Nifty chart, daily chart, as we have been drawing this trend line daily, and we saw the Nifty rejecting it every time it came close to this. You can see all these highs are exactly at this trend line. So the market has been weaker, but in today's session you are seeing some pullback, as in the markets opened lower than previous trading session, went lower, and then are now in positive territory for the day, which means it is a hammer candlesticks. So which means that this particular level around here is a demand zone for the Nifty. Let's draw a line. So you've seen multiple bottoms at this level, uh, and this is where we are getting some support in today's session. So in terms of moving averages, I think, yeah. So the 40-day exponential average is still not broken. It traded below that in today's session, but it has still not broken that. In terms of weekly setup, weekly MACD is still bullish, and in terms of weekly averages, we are still above all the key 10-day and 20-day averages. So if we are to look at the 10-week average, the level is 1933, which should be held on weekly closing basis for it to have relevance. And for the 20-week, it is still quite far, which is at around 18,731. Let's go to the ROH setup for Nifty. So I'm on the weekly chart. One more sign of concern that you can see on it is that RMI is crossing into the bearish mode. So, but please note, today is the first day of the week, and this will be confirmed on the last day of the week, which is on Friday, 18th of August. So when the weekly candle closes. So if this signal gets confirmed, then on a weekly time frame, we have a negative sign for the Nifty. On the daily chart, only thing holding as of now for the trend is the 40-day exponential average, currently at 19,355. So if one was to trade on the long side, then this explains that the favorable factors are reducing. So you should be position sizing accordingly. I'm going to the lowest time frame here, that is hourly, to see if there is any signal. So yeah, as you can see, today we have got Dow trend buy signal in the last candle, and on this current candle we have got the RMI new buy crossover on the hourly chart. Now the key confirmations will be from 20 and 40 hour averages, which are at close to, you can say, 19,490. So broadly 19,500 remains the resistance for this short term trend to turn to upside. Going to the bank Nifty. Starting with weekly, so Bank Nifty had already broken below the 10-week average decisively, and in terms of 20-week, today it has taken support exactly from the 20-week average. Today's low is around 43,776, and the average is around 43,884. So Bank Nifty has a key support, that is the 20-week average. So if it holds this average, we can see a decent amount of bounce, specifically in Bank Nifty. In the daily chart, it has obviously been weaker from Nifty as it is trading below its 40, 50-day and even 40, 50-day exponential averages. Just in today's session, the positive factor is that it is making a hammer candlestick. In terms of the setup, starting with weekly, so it had already given a new sell signal a couple of weeks back as it was correcting before the even Nifty, and Dow trend had also given a sell signal last week. In today's, in the current week, it has touched the 20-week. It will be interesting to see whether or not it's able to hold this. Daily, all the factors are negative as of now. In terms of hourly, similar to the Nifty, it has given the Dow trend as well as the RMI buy signal. So the key levels will be the moving averages. The higher one is the 40 hour, which is at 44,500. So 44,500 will remain the last hurdle on the hourly chart to cross, after which we will have to look for daily confirmations for any change in trend. As of now, the overall trend on the larger time frame remains weaker, while there are short, the hourly chart indicates that the some upside in the very short term. In terms of other sectors, the all the sectors today are negative, with the metals being the worst. Stocks like Jindal Steel, National Alum, Sale are at the top losers category, and Nifty, IT, and FMCG and media are the only positive sector. Media seems to be led by PVR Inox today. In terms of IT, L- LTI, Mindtree, Infosys, Emphasis, all are up. And in FMCG, BBL, Godrej CP, and Hindustan Unilever are at top. So very few sectors are in positive territory today. So, but on a 1 week basis, also IT is showing up at a third or fourth place. So IT sector may be showing some sort of strength in the very short term. So we will look at the chart for Nifty IT as well a few stocks from the sector. So we've discussed this before, that why this sector is strong is because it is trending above its key averages. So in today's session also it has tested its 10-day average, but again took support from there and is now positive for the day. On a weekly chart also it is trending above all the key averages and indicators are in bullish mode. Let me go to the setup. So on the daily setup, the all the indicators are in bullish mode, and in hourly it, yeah, in the hourly you can see in today's session only it has confirmed a new bullish crossover, new downtrend buy, and crossed both the averages already, which the Nifty itself is yet to cross. So this is a pocket of strength in the current market. So in terms of FIDA data, which raises some concern in the very short term, is that FIs have been selling heavily in the cash markets in the last few days, and the Friday's figure was close to 3,073 sell figure. So you can see since 27th of July, they have continuously been net sellers, and right now the latest figure was quite heavy. If you have any questions, just drop down. If any particular tool you want to see or any scanner you want to see, till that time I will just skip to scanners. So I'm selecting only indices as well as FNO basket here to see the signals on particular indices as well as the FNO stocks. And let's filter out new signals. There are a lot of new sell as well as few new buy signals. So it depends on which side you want to trade off the market. But since we saw the diffusion indicators even indicating at the the broader market also losing some steam, so it is best to approach such kind of a market with stock specific setup. So if we are to look for buying, let's check a few new buy setups here. So this is one of the stocks, that is NMDC, indicating at a new buy signal in today's session. Similar setup with PNB. So similar way, you can look for setups that are giving you a better setup than other stocks to navigate through this kind of a market. In terms of new sell signal, also you can see a lot of new sell signals are there, but one has to be careful and analyze each chart accordingly to see if there is still uh, shorting potential left or not. In terms of Dow trend, which gives signals very early based on the price action. So I'm again applying the same filters here and see whether or not we have any new trend change signals here. There are a lot of up to down signals, and in terms of the other one, very few down to up signals as well. So you'll have to dive into each setup accordingly and see where the others all other confirmations fit into your trade setup or your investment setup. If you have any questions, just shoot it. All right. So we'll wrap up for today, and I'll see you again in next trading session. That is day after tomorrow, and hopefully we'll come with a lot of new scanners and tools, specifically futures tools, shortly for you guys to use on Strike platform. So you can log on to web.strike.money and play around with the tool, and do share your feedback with us. Thank you.